Alright, so was on my way. I was only gonna take the non-ferrous in today. I wasn't gonna mess around with steel right now. Just trying to get cleaned out for the weekend, you know? I loaded up all this non-ferrous this morning. Didn't expect to find any steel. I did get a muffler on the way though. But I got all that to get. So that's gonna be fun. So I'm on a time crunch right now. I don't know if I'll be able to get everything that's in this dumpster. Oh, was expecting that to be a lot more solid. I'll get what I can, I guess. They had a pretty bad fire in this place not too long ago. So, smells like things are on fire still. So I'll get what I can. This dumpster's only going to be here for a short time. I imagine they're trying to get this place up and running pretty quickly. Yeah, I'm on a time crunch here today. The only reason, so I'm in college right now for diesel tech, and I just completed one of the tests, so we get to leave class so all the other kids can do their tests. So I gotta get back to the next class before that starts. So let's see what I can get out of this. I wanted to get to it where they take the dumpster away. Probably a lot of non-ferrous in here, I'd imagine, with it being a restaurant. If I run out of time, you know, I'll probably come back later. But I don't know if it'll still be here, so that's why I'm grabbing stuff now. About the scrap world is just because something's here today. I mean, it'll be here in 5 minutes. You know, either you grab it now, it might not be here. The way it goes in this industry. It's actually a good bit of stuff in here. I think this is a bag I don't want to open. I might even run out of room before I run out of time. Oh yeah, some of this stuff ain't metal. It just feels hard and metally. It's just frozen food products, I think. Oh, this is the mini split. This is what this is. I was trying to figure out what this thing was. So this is all copper then, right here. Ooh, heck yeah. I don't know if I'm getting that one apart though. Might cut the copper out of it, but everything's all melted together. Here's another mini split then too, right here. Oh, this is the same piece as what I'm standing on. Alright. And this is some metal, not plastic. That's plastic. Oh man. Oops. I gotta restack all this, otherwise I ain't gonna be able to fit no more. Although there is a lot more to get. I'll restack it, check the time. I may have to unload and come back if it's still here. These things, I always just crush them like this. I'll do the rest of this restacking off camera. I just wanted to show Cindy all that. Alright, so I got restacked a little bit. I can get some more stuff. Probably not everything, but we'll see. See how far we get. I got about another 15 minutes before I had to get out of the dumpster, so. The rest of this stuff, I'm gonna try to stack it somewhat neat as it's going in the truck. Oh man, that one was still full a little bit. If somebody would have learned how to use that, I might not be here today. This looks like a piece of copper. There's definitely some food products in here that definitely smell pretty bad. Throw everything on that light, I think. Oh. Sinking in. Those are all plastic. Yeah. Thought they were metal. But no, they're plastic. Oops. Got drilling utensils everywhere. Alright. Yeah, that's about everything I'm gonna get out of this dumpster. So let's yeah, I'm gonna throw it down. And I'll just stack it in the truck then. So I can get it all nice and neat. Get out of here quickly. Alright, that should do us, I think. Yeah, that'll do us. Probably take these lights, stack these lights up like so. Gotta make it easier to get everything else stacked up in here then. So yeah, I'll get it all cleaned up. See you guys later. Alright, so I don't know if you guys can see this, but yeah, I did get a fairly good load here. I'm still unloading on here, so I was trying to unload, I think. And I got a lot of these stainless tubs for cooking, some aluminum, a lot of steel, some little mini splits, some copper in them. So it'll be a good bit of money from this load. But I gotta go get to class, so I'll see you guys. Alright, so I was trying to get to the scrapyard to get some of this stuff unloaded. I saw this thing here, so I'm gonna try to pick it up. Really running out of room for things. I'm gonna make it work somehow or another. I'm gonna put that off to the side for now. I think this is just gonna go right on top of the mini splits. We'll see how this works out. Alright, so if I put it there and run a ratchet strap over that, I think this can stay where it's at. There's really no metal in this. Well, there is, but yeah, kind of running out of room for it. So yeah, let me run a strap. Alright, this should be good enough to get down the road with, I think. I wouldn't go down the highway like this, but yeah, it should be okay enough to get down the road. It wiggles and jiggles a little bit. But I think it's going to. I'll just try and drive slow, I guess. Alright, so I actually did throw 2 more ratchet straps on this load. For those of you who think I'm just like some rolling safety hazard, I do actually try to be safe when I'm doing this stuff. As safe as I can, anyway. So it shouldn't go anywhere now. Alright, so I was able to get rid of all the steel, all the white iron from the load that I got in this dumpster. But I couldn't get rid of the non-ferrous because the computers were down at the yard I went to. So they don't accept the non-ferrous when their computers are down, which kind of sucks. But I mean, you can see just how much stuff I had that was all non-ferrous from these buckets back. This is what I pulled out of the dumpster. It's all non-ferrous, like stainless and copper and whatnot. So I don't know. I think that was a pretty good deal. All right, so I'm gonna make a summary here to hopefully help some of the younger guys or newer guys getting into the scrap metal industry. So yeah. So today, you know, my whole goal was I was gonna load up these buckets, take them to the school with me, and after school, take them to the scrapyard, get them all dumped out, get paid, and then I won't have as much junk. I'll be able to have a clean slate when I go start picking up this weekend. So on the way to school, I saw a dumpster that had a bunch of stuff in it. I knew there was a good chance that that dumpster would get picked up either today or this weekend. So I made the decision that you know, I had a free hour. Instead of sitting around bullshitting for that hour, I went to the dumpster, picked up as much metal as I could, and you know, you saw how that went. I got a bunch of stuff, got a lot of non-ferrous, and then I went back to school, and then the plan was I was going to go from school to the scrapyard, get all the non-ferrous out of the truck, and then throw the steel inside of this trailer that I have right here. Well, that did not happen. On the way to the scrapyard, I found a stove. I was already full, and but I knew it was possible to get the stove on the truck, so I did. And once I did that, I kind of had to get it unloaded. So I went to the scrapyard and got unloaded. The plan was, you know, I was going to try to get the non-ferrous unloaded. Their computers were down, so that did not happen. They don't take non-ferrous when their computers are down. I guess it's too much paperwork for them. So I'm stuck with all this non-ferrous now. Not a big deal. I'll just throw it back in the garage, get all the new stuff sorted where it needs to be. Not a big deal, right? So the whole lesson here is, you know, you got to adapt and overcome, right? The scrap metal industry, you know, you can wake up with a plan. You know, you're going to do this today, you're going to do that. You can plan your day down to the minute. In the scrap metal world, that does not happen. You know, chances are, if you're the type of person that likes to plan your day out to the very last second, you know, it's probably not how it's going to go in this industry. You just got to kind of go with the flow and then adapt and overcome. You know, if you're the type of person that likes to sit there and make excuses all the time, you know, you're not going to make much money in this world with the scrap metal. There's some businesses you can get into where you can make excuses all day, and you know, you're still able to succeed. The scrap metal world, it's not one of them, you know, and that's kind of why I like it, you know. You gotta, so with that stove, right, you know, I could have just left it, said, oh, I'll go unload at the scrapyard and then come back and pick it up, but chances are the stove would have been gone. So even though it was pretty inconvenient trying to load it how I had to load it, you know, I made it work. You know, you gotta adapt and overcome with this stuff. So that's the lesson for today, you know, adapt and overcome.